So in this video, we are going to talk more about the ForEach method to attach an event to different elements on the web page. But before I do that, this is the code from the previous video. You can refer back to it. So I'm going to make it a comment and move it down. All right, so I'm going to move this one down. Okay, it's gone. So now let's go to line 4 again. You can start wherever you want, but I'm going to go to the HTML page. So you see I have this h2 element, it says header 2. So let's add 2 paragraphs. So this is paragraph 1, and this is paragraph 2, right? So let's say that we have 2 articles or 2 paragraphs. So I'm going to say paragraph 2, and let's add a class name to these paragraphs. So class and then equals to 2 quotation marks. So right here we are going to name it my paragraphs. All right, so my paragraphs, and I'm going to copy this class name and attach it to this second paragraph as well. So you see we have the same class name for both of them. And let's go to JavaScript and let's store those paragraphs in a variable. So I'm going to say let my for my paragraphs. So let my para equals to document. Because I have used the classes, I'm going to say dot query selector all and open 2 parentheses and 2 single quotes. So inside of the single quotes, we are going to copy that. So we are going to copy my paragraphs and we are going to add it to this quotation. So inside the quotations, we have dot my paragraphs and add a semicolon to the end of it. So we have that. And now you might be saying, okay, it's now easy because we are storing it in a variable. You can simply say my para dot inner HTML and then equals to something. So this is not how it works, unfortunately, in JavaScript. So even though we have given them the same class name, but if you set them to a different text, you will have to use the ForEach loop to attach something or do something to them. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to use the ForEach. We want to attach the ForEach to my para. So I'm going to say my para, so my para for my paragraphs, you see I have it here, so I'm referring to this variable. So my para dot for each, and then you open 2 parentheses. So after watching the previous videos, this should make sense to you now. So for each, you start by running a function, and inside of the function, you add an element. So I'm going to say element here, and open 2 curly braces. So right here, because I'm using the for each, I can now attach something or do something to both of these paragraphs. So now I can say element dot style dot color. Oops, what happened? So style dot color equals to red. And as you notice, we have changed. Oops, what happened? Oh yeah, this. Okay, so as you notice, we have changed these 2 paragraphs at once. All right, so you see now they are both red on the web page. And I can change the font size. So I can say element dot style dot font size equals to 50 or 60 pixels. So you see now they are both 60 pixels. And you can see it on the page. So this is how you apply different things to different elements in JavaScript. So I hope that so far this is easy for you and it makes sense. So now let's say that we want to make this an event. So I'm going to cut these from here, and I'm going to say element dot add event listener. So whenever I click on this, I want to do something. So I want to run a function. So I can either type in function here and open two parentheses and two curly braces. So I did here. I can do this, and I can apply those element style color here. So whenever I click on it, you see it's going to change it to red, and whenever I click the other one, it's going to make that one red. So you see now, click on it, it's going to change it to red, and click on the second one, it's going to change it to red again. So you're applying this and you are making this event listener. So when you click on it, you're running something. So you're running this code. And let me undo this for now. So we'll start again. So let's do it one more time. Okay, so you see I have an argument here. So now let's have more practice with this. So I'm going to get rid of it. Again, if we want to attach an event to these elements on the page, both of them, we can simply say my pair, because we are storing it inside of this variable. Again, we are referring to that. So now I'm going to say my pair dot for each and open two parentheses. So inside of parentheses, you add a function. So I'm going to say function and open two parentheses. So inside of parentheses, you add an argument. You can name it anything you want. So we can say, for example, my elements, and open two curly braces. All right. So you see now, we are still inside of the for each. So this is the opening of the for each, and this is the end of the parenthesis for this method. And inside of the curly braces, we can basically set those elements to a different color or something. I'm going to say my elements dot style color. That's what happened. Sorry. So dot style dot color equals to blue. So you see we have changed them to blue, and I can change the font size. So my elements dot style dot font size equals to, and then you say, for example, 35 pixels. And as users, we have applied these styles to those elements using the for each method. Or I can make it an event, for example, such as clicking on it or double clicking on it, etc. So to do that, we can cut this code and we can say my elements. Again, it refers to this argument inside of our function, you see right here. So my elements dot add event listener. So we are attaching an event, then you open two parentheses and two single quotes. So inside of the single quotes, click. So when I click on it, I'm going to run a function. So yeah, you separate by a comma, and then you make a function. So we have learned how to use the arrow function. We can basically do this and paste that code here. So now if I click on it, you see it becomes blue. And if I click on this one, it's going to change it to blue as well. So 1, 2, all right? And if you want to go back, you can use the counter and use an if statement to go back and forth. All right, everybody, so this is not a lot of code, but you should be able to use these skills to do different things to different elements on the web page. So I hope that this video was easy to understand. All right, everybody, so I hope that you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next videos.